So today we happened upon the rehearsals for the Trooping of the Colour, which will happen next month. So this happens every year, and it is the Sovereign's official birthday. So this year the King's birthday parade will be held on Saturday the 17th of June at Horse Guards Parade. This year the colour's been trooped by the 1st Battalion Welsh Guards. And before that they have two reviews, so sort of two dress rehearsals. So the first dress rehearsal is on the 3rd of June, and that will be the Major General's review. So it's Major General Geeker. And then the week later, Saturday the 10th of June, it'll be the Colonel's review. So this will be His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, as he's the regimental colonel of the Welsh Guards, so he will take the salute. So you have Major General review, the Colonel review, and then you'll have the King's review, which is the King's official birthday parade. So the custom of Trooping of the Colour dates back to the time of Charles II in the 17th century, when the colours of a regiment were used as a rallying point in battle. But then it became, the first traceable mention of a sovereign's birthday being kept by the Grenadier Guards is 1748. And then from the accession of George IV, they became an annual event to mark the King's birthday or the Queen's birthday. And there's only been a few exceptions where they've been cancelled, notably the two World Wars, for example. So every year, one of the 5 Foot Guards regiments of the Household Division is selected to troop the colour. So the 5 Foot Guards, you've got the Grenadier Guards, the Coldstream Guards, Scots Guards, Irish Guards and Welsh Guards. So this year it's the Welsh Guards. So you have 6 companies of Foot Guards, which we can see coming on here. The number 1 guard is known as the Escort to the Colour. You also have mounted troops and the Sovereign's Escort. So the Household Cavalry are termed the Sovereign's Escort, and 2 divisions ride before the King, mounted on horseback, and 2 behind. So you have the Life Guards and the Blues and Royals, which alternate these positions each year. These weren't included in this rehearsal, so we didn't get to see those as much. So over 1,000 officers and men are on parade, and women, together with about 200 horses, and there's over 200 musicians from 6 bands. So it's a huge operation, one needs careful rehearsal, with it all coming together. So you can see these horses arriving. So these are representing the mounted cavalry that will be included in the ceremony as well. So preceded by the Sovereign's Escort, the King, who is the Colonel-in-Chief, will journey from Buckingham Palace down the Mall on horseback. And then directly behind the King in the royal procession will ride the Royal Colonel, so the Prince of Wales, Welsh Guards, and the Princess Royal, who's Colonel of the Blues and Royals. Then they are followed by the non-royal colonels of regiments. So those are the Coldstream Guards and the Life Guards. So the king will arrive at Horse Guards for 11 o'clock and the royal standard will be released. And he'll obviously be greeted by God Save the King. Oh, look at this horse in rehearsal, a bit skittish. So that's without any of the crowd there. So next comes the inspection of the line by the king. So whilst the king passes the 6 companies, a slow march is played. Then once they've passed round to the rear, the music changes to a quick march. The king travels back up the line, passing the household cavalry and the king's troop. So after the monarch has done his inspection, the command comes troop, and this is where the massed bands start their march. So they march and counter-march on Horse Guards parade in slow and quick time. So the slow march music is traditionally a waltz, and then this is followed by the quick march. So during the quick march, a lone drummer breaks away and he goes towards the number 1 guard to take his post whilst the band marches on. So the trooping of the colour phase is initiated by the lone drummer's 8-bar drummer's call. So here you can see escort for the colour, number 1 guard, starting to move to collect their colour. So there's the famous spin wheel of the massed bands, where they perform a unique anti-clockwise spin wheel manoeuvre in very restricted space whilst playing the slow march escort to the colour. And then there's the trooping of the colour through the ranks. So to the strains of the Grenadiers' slow march, the escort to the colour is brought down the lines of number 6 to 2 guards. So then here the foot guards are getting ready to troop the colour past the sovereign. So the foot guards march past in slow and quick time. So number 1 guard, the escort, leads the 6 companies for 2 circuits of Horse Guards parade, and they salute the king as they pass. So they have a circuit in slow time and then a quick march past. So the number 1 guard, the escort to the colour, has a particular honour. So the ensign, so the soldier who's carrying the colour, lowers the colour. It's called the flourish. And the king acknowledges it with a bow of his head, and the royal colonels salute the colour. And once they have passed, the colour is then raised again. And the eyes go from looking to the right towards the king. As they pass, the order comes, eyes front, and they continue their circuit round. So you can see here that the first guard are going past the king, and each guards will walk past and salute. I shouldn't say walk past, march past and salute the king. So you can hear now that the music has picked up its pace, so they've done their first lap, as it were, and they're on their second round to a quick march. You can see the colour is passing the king again, and they're on their second lap of saluting the king. So the 6 battalions return back to where they started. I just love how they all stop all at once and all together. It's stunning to see. You then have the mounted troops ride past. So again, they complete 2 circuits of Horse Guards parade. So that's the Household Cavalry and King's Troop. We didn't see them in rehearsal today. So for the horses, you have a walk march and then you have a sitting trot. So during the final royal salute, the colour of number 1 guard is lowered to the ground as God Save the King is played. Then, forming divisions once more, the guards prepare to march off, and the Household Cavalry and the King's Troop leave the field. So, led by the mass bands, the King places himself at the head of the foot guards, and then the entire parade of 1,000 soldiers and 400 musicians marches up the mall towards Buckingham Palace. So when the king returns to Buckingham Palace, so the escort to the colour, the 1st Division, forms 2 detachments of the new guard and enters the forecourt opposite the Old Guard. And then the remainder of the guards perform a march past outside the gateway in quick time, with the king, who's positioned in the central gateway, receiving the salute. Then the king passes into the palace between the old and new guards, with both guards saluting him and the royal colonels. So the gun salutes begin as the king arrives at Buckingham Palace. So the king's troop fires 41 gun royal salute in Green Park, and there's a 62 gun royal salute at the Tower of London. Finally, the king and the royal family go onto the palace balcony and witness a flypast, usually culminating in the red arrows. So it'll be quite a spectacle to see. It was wonderful to happen upon one of the rehearsals, because I've never actually seen the rehearsals for the Trooping of the Colour. And you can actually get tickets and enter a ballot to go and watch and sit in one of the seats you can see on the outside. But I think you have to be quite early at it. We missed it this year. So anyway, today they marched back to Wellington Barracks, which is on Birdcage Walk right next to Buckingham Palace. So, let me know if you've ever seen the Trooping of the Colour. Please like and subscribe.